Okay, I almost forgot to record this video. I was planning to record this all day and the day kind of got away from me, and now I'm preparing to go to bed. When I have my braids in like this, it's like I'm either running errands or I'm getting ready for bed. So so actually wanted to hop on here real quick, just tell you a quick story. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this book. Many of you have. It's a book that's been around for so many years, like almost 100 years. Wow. Or has it been 100 years? I think it's been 100 years. The book is called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. I actually have it here. I just want to come on and share this book. This book absolutely changed my life. Just to tell you a little story about it, my sister told me about this book. Her friend had given it to her, and she said, a lot of people that were highly successful had read the book, and their lives changed. I was in my early 20s at the time, maybe. I don't know, maybe even younger than that, maybe 19, maybe 20 at the oldest. I'm thinking now that I think about it. Anyway, I was going through a lot of different things in my life, and it was just like life was just looking so down. And I read this book. I mean, look how tiny it is. So little. I read this book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Prosperity Classic is what it says. I think on Amazon you can get it for as low as maybe $5. Um, Depending on who you purchase it from, because it's a different publishers, or it's been published different times, maybe a little more, but no more than $10, I would say. Anyway, so I read this little book, this tiny book, not even 100 pages, and I started to apply what I was learning, and it made so much sense. It was like, up on reading it, it was like everything just kind of made sense. It was a beautiful thing. So, read the book. I was single mom on welfare, living in a single apartment, I believe at the time. I just went through a breakup. It was like everything in my life would just seem so bad. So I went from that to purchasing my first home by the age of 23, just by implementing what it says. And one of the biggest things she talks about is demonstrating your act of faith. And so, demonstrating your act of faith is preparing for what you say you want, acting as if. It's sort of like the law of assumption. If you guys are familiar with Neville Goddard, I believe Florence and Neville Goddard paths definitely crossed, okay? Because their teachings are similar. But anyways, acting as if, or as she was saying, demonstrating act of faith. I went out, no one in my family had ever owned a home. And I remember going to buy a broom and a mop, and I said, I'm buying it for a home. I had not even looked for a home. Didn't even know what my credit was, nothing at all. I had recently had been just disqualified from getting a low income housing because of my credit. So that just tells you the state of mind. But I still demonstrated my act of faith, and I started preparing for my new home. My life changed so much. And until today, like up until today, I probably have purchased over 200 of copies of this and given it away. I used to lend it out, but I would never get it back. So I stopped lending it out, and I would just buy it for someone if I felt they needed it. And I've heard so many testimonials from people. So this is like my favorite book. I mean, I have this copy, but I have other copies. I like to travel with them. Just her books in general, they're just so good. Like, I love, one thing I love about them is that she gives you examples of what she's saying. She doesn't just say it. So just wanted to hop on here and share this with you. Hopefully this helps someone. But it is, there's several people that are reading it aloud on YouTube. So take a look. I'm just someone, I love books. Audible is also great, but it's nothing like actually having a book and filling the pages and reading it, even if you do it alongside of like YouTube or Audible. So just checking in and checking right back out.